Well, here we are. But what in the... I'm such a liar. I'm sorry, guys. Like, we just seen the first day of soybean harvest. What's we doing today? So let me explain here. We finished harvesting those beans the other day. We picked probably about another 60 acres yesterday. And then we kind of ran out of dry beans, or at least adequate dry beans. And then we got a notification from the elevator that's been running a local, or a drying discount, meaning they've been giving a discount on their drying rates on how much it costs to dry it down from, it was like the mid-20s down to 15. Instead of like 4 cents a point, it was, I think, a penny a point, which when you get a chance, it's good to take advantage of those, because picking corn about mid-20s or less, you tend to get more of it out of the field. Now, we don't have a lot in that range, but we did have this dryland field out here that we got started on last night, and picked about, got 45 acres out. It was just me. We don't have both combines running because my brother had a volleyball game last night, and so we started harvesting that just to get this out, because sometimes dry land doesn't last as long. Right now, this field's doing about 115 bushel in the acre, just to give you kind of what some of our dry land will do. We plant it at a lower rate, and we just do about half to about 60-65% what we normally would with irrigated fields. So getting this out just because of stock quality, and plus it's drier, we're just taking advantage of that drying discount. Why we have the corn head on this time. Nope, right now we're waiting for everything to get set up. We filled the trucks full last night. They're hauling them in now. When they get back, we'll start going, but I think I can fit a little bit more on the cart. Yeah, I didn't want to overfill it last night, and I wanted to make sure the combine was empty, so let's do something here. Right here, it flooded out in the bottom around here. It's kind of a little wetland lull. It sits right near. We had one big rain earlier in the year that caused that. Then we were pretty dry the rest of the year, but we caught timely enough rains that we're still doing acceptable in our yields. So great news. Got a belt that broke. Pulled into this next field here, started it up, and not all the things turned. So you get to fix my combine. What it is a shoe auger conveyor belt. I've done these before on the older ones. The problem is there used to be a single belt, and they doubled them up now, and I thought that would eliminate the problem, but it still broke. Go figure. You need to go to John Deere.
John Deere, but what happened?
The shoe auger belt broke, so you need to shut your tractor off and go to John Deere. I think it's seen better days. Stinks is you gotta take this guy off. It's the worst belt on this side. Problem is you get a lot of these long-winded things, and I don't have one of those fancy long sockets. See what these are is these tension the belts right there that spring loads it. Got the idler, goes along this big pulley down here, goes up around this yam scooter, So I kind of got the front spot out here. Hopefully this is picking it up. It's kind of hard to tell. They kind of changed a couple things since the older 670s that just had the single belt. I don't remember this guy. But I always try to put stuff kind of back, especially in, need to release the tension off this guy right here. It's an actuator that's ran inside the cab to control your fan speed. So I need to, wonder if I can do that without turning it on. Can't remember. There's a lot of things you do them like once every so often and you hope you never have to do it again. I don't know if I can do that without turning it on, and I really don't want to do it with that belt like that. So I'm gonna call Superman from John Deere. But I got a good question for you. I didn't know, I got my shoe conveyor auger belt went bad, and I didn't know, is there a way to release that actuator that controls the cleaning fan speed so I can unhook it better without? That's not as tight as I thought it was. Now we finished pulling the rest of this jazz out of here. Just to give you an idea how big this belt is. Sweet. Better put that on Instagram. It's so pretty out today. It's like the perfect time, especially in the shade here.
Oh yeah, needs to go on the back side of that one where your arm is.
Now, let's see if it works. Good deal. Since this is gravity, and we have no inroads, we got a deadhead like this.
At 12.5. And more.
Sorry, yesterday I kind of just had a cold, mucky crud, so I didn't like to talk so much. But today, I'm waiting in the field. I moved my head to a different quarter we got here, waiting on my brother just to move some stuff around. So I figured I got a section or two that might want to just replace while I'm here. We'll call that good for now. All right, combine's over there. I got to take it. We're at the last field we're at, but we had a grain cart left over, so I got to dump it on the truck before I take off. So right now our dilemma is we're running out of dry beans. We're getting a lot of these really green stem. They're close on physical moisture, but just getting a lot of green pods in them. We did the dry land corners on it because they were fine to do, but yeah, we're at a crossroads right now, so we got to figure out what we're gonna do. Then I'll get back to you. So I think our goals for this field is going to be, it's got 4 pivot corners, which are dry land, which are able to go, but the irrigated is not. So we're just going to pick off the 4 corners. At least we'll have something done and go from there. It's beautiful. It's so quiet I can hear my heart tick. But know what happened yesterday? I'm sorry I left you guys in the cab all day yesterday. I forgot to take the camera with me when we stopped. We just cut the dry land corners on these bean fields, and then we had to stop because, well, we ran out of not so much dry beans, it's just they're so green on the bottoms that we just get way too many green pods with them. And then you'll hit spots where they get really wet, and so they're just not quite there. The rest of them are. And so what we did, we went around to some cornfields yesterday to kind of figure out where we could maybe pick some corn. And we found some maybe that we want to get out and maybe run through the dryer, so we could maybe haul it into an area that needs it right away. So we're gonna see how that works today. So you can follow along with me there. So for those of you new to the channel, this is our bin setup here at the farm. We put this in a couple years ago. What it is, it's 240,000 bushel bins with, it's got 2 legs here and they're rated at 10,000 bushel an hour. And then we got basically 1,000 bushel pit here, so you can drive a truck over, dump, and go. How this works, we also put in a dryer, which was kind of put in later. That year we thought, well, we might need it actually, so we put it in. Which we're glad we did, because things have gone up considerably now, even if you can get them. It's just a small dryer, like I said. We use it sparingly. It's kind of the idea. It's just being flexible. It's just a 1,500 bushel an hour dryer at like 5 points, so that's how long it takes to dry that much. A wet bin for it, that we just put it in this west bin, and then we'll transfer it over up the leg and put it into the dryer, run it through the dryer. When it's calling for it, shovel it out over here, put it in into the east leg and put it into the east bin where it'll be dry corn, or hopefully it's dry by the time it gets through here. But no, this one's called a mixed flow dryer. It doesn't use screens, so there's little cleaning of fines. I mean, I never cleaned anything out last year, and there's hardly anything in there. I mean, there's a little bit of dust, but come in here, kind of show you what it looks like inside. As you can see, I never did anything from last year. Now you see those triangles, that's what that corn goes down through there. Inside there, it kind of goes through there and the air blows through it and dries it out. The heat comes up through here in these tiers, or whatever you call these levels, and blows through there. This bottom one I have set up for cooling. That's what these doors do, is when I open these up and shut these, I can turn this into all heat, or I can use this bottom layer as a cooler floor. I'm not an expert, I've only done this 1 year. But no, this is a Nico mixed flow dryer. We got it recommended to us by another few farmers just because you don't have to go through and clean out all those fines all the time. So if I want to start the dryer, I come in here. This is kind of how I do my tests. You can kind of hear stuff starting to kick in. It's going to go through the sequence of starting everything, like your flame and all that jazz, and then it's going to try to warm it up to these temps that you can preset, and if that works, we'll call it good. Just making sure everything works again, because I like it when stuff works. I'm going to stop this. It cooled back down. Okay. Well, we went and got our load. Here's the first load into the bin, into the dryer for the 2021 season. Stop, we want to get the legs going. This is all set.
Should be, yeah, because I moved this thing, and I moved the back one for the dryer, and then I took the load to the bin.
Okay, this east one's set to go in the east bin. This leg goes into, like the east leg's going in the east bin.
Yeah, there's no adjustment for that.
Well, you sure? It ain't gonna come in the downspout?
No, I moved the load out. I'll say what I did.
So I come in here and I'm starting a batch dry with, the dryer just got full and he had to take off to go get more corn. So I'm gonna start batch drying so I can start seeing if it's gonna work going through the system, stuff like that. So I'm gonna start batch timer. It'll kind of work this load for a little bit, and then once it does that, it'll start automatically drying it, whether it be coming from the truck or coming from the bin. The metering rolls were kind of jammed up. I forgot to jog them while I was filling it. The first tier, I quick called the Nico guy. Appreciate that. Set me straight. Said I should have jogged them, but he said you can go in there and get them, just get those jammed up a little bit and get them rolling. So we're rolling now. Now we'll see if the auto works, because when this starts to get low enough, it should call down, so we'll see how that works. Okay, I'm slightly excited. This says grain level okay, so it means it's calling for corn until it says dryer is full. This guy's automatically turning off and on like it should. We just got a little pile in there. He's calling for corn. Clicking it out. So yeah, see, dryer full. You won't be able to see this, but so far everything's working good. The only thing is I had a little bit of wet corn run by my outlet moisture sensor, so I kind of had to bypass that. It's running a little higher than it should, so hopefully that clears itself out, or else I'm gonna have to clean it out for itself. It's afternoon now. This thing's kind of finding its stride. We're coming in at 21 and a half, about 22. Right now it's kicking it out about 15.8. My target's set at 16.5, but this thing's trying to it tries to find it, and we've kind of been fluctuating in our moisture because we've gone through and it was like 24, and then it's been 20. So this thing's kind of got to find that sweet spot because it starts out at top, then it's got to kind of figure out how it needs to dry it and how fast it needs to run it through the dryer as it goes down. So it's not always going to be probably perfect, but you kind of just want it within range. But we're trying to get the floors all covered in these so I can start the fans up, because you don't want to start the fans up because that could blow up the floor a little bit in these bins. I think it could happen anyway. And we might pick a little more until these beans get dry, and then we'll get back to the beans and hopefully get those smoked out. No, but the yields have been pretty good so far on the corn and the beans, so that's a positive. And I haven't been talking too much, so I will see you on the next harvest video of 2021. Did I say that right? It's getting late, folks. We better shut this down. Bye.